Franchising is actually a term that's used all over. When we think about franchising, we normally think of food and beverage franchising like McDonald's, Starbucks, Chili's, places like that. But actually franchising is actually a model for business. It's an entity by itself that caters to scalability of businesses the proper way. For example, when we talk about a franchise ABC, you'll have to have a franchisor, a franchisee that are interested in expanding that brand. You also have to have systems at the franchisor's side that they need to have them implemented and successful for them to be able to be duplicated somewhere else. Sometimes the franchise grants franchise rights way outside their area of residence or area of a business. Having those systems, the checks and balances. In my case, I talk a lot about franchising food and beverage. The recipe book is very important. So it'll continue to do the same recipes over and over and the food doesn't compromise. This design factor is very important. The core elements of the brand are very important. Until you get what we call the franchise toolbox, which is the manuals, the training material, the trainers, the products, the sourcing out, franchising could be a little difficult. But once you have the system set up, then it's easy for you to draw the contract, grant somebody the right to take your baby, actually, and operate it under a different roof, under their management, with the franchisor's oversight. So franchising is actually one of the safest ways to venture into business because the calculated risk is very low because it's already been tested. You already have a model that's successful. If you duplicate the success, you'll continue to have success. Where we do some development of restaurants ourselves, the development of restaurant, by the time it catches on and it has systems, you have already spent a year and a half working on mastering that brand. Where in franchising, you could do it from day one. So you could generate revenue from day one if you implement the systems correctly. So to answer your questions about the franchise model itself, I think for people entering into the business for the first time, it's probably the safest bet and probably the easiest and the lowest of the risk, so to speak.